What's up, everybody? It's BBK Dragoon. In this video, we're going to be talking about dealing with toxic behavior. If you've played multiplayer games for any length of time, I'm sure you've run into teabagging, mean messages, angry stuff from angry people. Bad-mannered, unsportsmanlike conduct. The reason I want to talk about this after the last week of Iron Banner, I ran into a lot of toxic behavior, whether it was mean messages sent after the match, aggressive things, teabagging, punching people, dancing on bodies. A lot of just aggressive, bad-mannered behavior this last week, so I think it's a good time to talk about this. It doesn't have to be Destiny. I've run into toxic behavior in Halo and just about any other multiplayer game that I've played. Although it does seem to be more prominent, honestly, with Destiny. I don't know if that's just something to do with the scene right now, but in general, lots of mean messages going around from losing teams quite often. So I was watching a streamer, I won't say which game, this last week, and he was getting BM'd huge. All throughout the match, the other player were sending him horrible messages, mean things about him, and it was just out of place. And the streamer had every right to retaliate back and call this other dude mean names and snap back at him and just sort of begin the salt fest that is the back and forth name-calling fest. And yet, the streamer didn't. The streamer reached out and said in a message saying, hey, if you need to talk about anything, I'm here for you. Good game, whatever. He didn't retaliate. He didn't be aggressive back to that other player. And his explanation was, when somebody is that angry over a random match-made game, there is other junk going on in that person's life that's causing them to lash out in that way. For most of us, when we hop on to play games, it's to have a good time. And I'm not saying people don't get salty after losses. I'm sure all of us have gotten frustrated after losses, but there's a difference between getting frustrated and being so mad that you send messages to somebody with very hateful stuff written in them. There's a big distinction there, okay? So when you run into that angry, salty behavior, and the difference between a little salt comment and hate, which is very aggressive and directed towards you, do not retaliate. That person got onto Xbox or their computer or PlayStation that day with a lot of other baggage and junk going on in their lives, which is catalyzing that behavior, that angry, toxic behavior. So when I say don't retaliate, that means if you're being sent angry messages, do not send angry messages back in return. Do not. You know what can happen if you do? You can get a communications ban. Let's say he sends a mean message, you guys are all scrubs, I hate you, burn in hell. Sends something really horrible like that to you. And you fire back something just as nasty. Well, that dude can get 4 of his buddies to report you, and you'll get an Xbox Live or PlayStation communications ban. Xbox and PlayStation don't give a rat's rear end who started it, who was the instigator. They don't care who started it. That argument didn't work in kindergarten, and it doesn't work now. If you're being sent those mean messages, a couple of things. If it's aggressive and crosses the line, you report that player, and then you block him. That's it, and then you move along with your day. If it's not if it's just a salty message or whatever, like unsportsmanlike behavior, you can report them in the Destiny app for unsportsmanlike conduct, but don't just go willy-nilly reporting people on Xbox Live if it isn't deserved, okay? But don't retaliate. Nothing will escalate the situation faster than if you're firing angry hate messages back. And try and put yourself in the other person's shoes for a second. You don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe something really tragic and horrible happened to them, which is causing them to act out in that way. Maybe they're just a jerk. Who knows? It doesn't matter, though. Be the bigger person, ignore it, and move on. Don't create the cycle where, oh, they're teabagging, so I'm going to teabag them back. No, don't even stoop to their level. If somebody is that upset, that aggressive over a random match-made game, there's no money on the line. There's nothing to worry about. If they're that upset that they reach out in toxic behavior, they've got other problems going on. And they probably could use not anger and more toxicity in their life. That's my 2 cents. It's not always easy to follow through with this, especially if somebody's just being a right jerk. But honestly, it feels so much better to just ignore somebody than it is to open the floodgates of the troll fest. Usually those people are looking for a fight. That's why they send the messages in the first place. So my advice is don't bother. Don't even play into their game. And try and be a role model yourself. A long time ago when I was playing Halo Reach before YouTube, every once in a while I would teabag because I thought, oh, it's pretty fun. As soon as I started YouTubing, I realized, man, can't be doing that. It's just disrespectful. Even if it's in jest and good fun, other people are watching. And I want to cultivate behavior that hopefully other people will adopt. Anyway, that's my tips for dealing with toxic players. Don't let it get to you. If you have tips of your own, please let me know. And don't retaliate, man. Try and just for a second recognize there's some other really junky stuff going on. Most likely. Or they could just be a jerk. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.